And we are live with another episode of Collaborate and Pull Together. Today's a special episode because we got Steve Fernandez of New York Tri-State Arm Wrestling here to talk about Battle of the Tri-State 2. This is from the first round of his event, Battle of the Tri-State 1. So to commemorate the event coming up, I wanted to highlight a couple of things. We also going to be joining us. We got Sam Mitchell
How's it
and
going?
Cruz joining us.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. Let me get my screen fixed up so that I can see you guys on screen with me. Because right now, for some reason, I don't see you. Technology is not working with me today, so I apologize ahead of time.
You're not seeing me or somebody else?
There we go. There's everybody. We'll do this one. How about that? There you go. Up close and personal.
Give them some distance. Jesus Christ, they look like they're about to smash the camera, dude. Give them some distance.
Okay, give me a little distance.
You're all zoomed up in there there you go. You know what I mean?
All right.
There you go. He wants to show his fucking medals and stuff. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Give him a little bit of room. You know what I mean? Shit.
Fair enough. Okay.
You know, Ed wants to show his locks. I want to see his locks anyways. You know what I mean?
Luscious locks. He's like Samson with that hair, man. If he ever cut it off, I think he lose all his power.
Yeah, probably, dude. We can't do that.
I think it's the other way around, though, isn't it? The bald guys.
Tomato.
Oh man! So thank you guys for joining us. I know we had a little bit of last minute change up, and also anybody who's just tuning in, I had some technical difficulties beforehand, so we had a little late start today, but we're here now. But again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us for the show. I hear that Ed last minute stepped in to face the mighty Sam Mitchell. I think that this is going to be a battle of the ages. Left-handed, woo!
Yeah, I think this is going to be great. I want to thank Ed for really stepping in out of nowhere. Sam is not to be taken lightly. The reason why I asked Ed to do this, if he can, because he's his left hand is absolutely phenomenal. It's been, and I think it's time to showcase his left hand a little bit more on a little bit bigger level, with these guys that are, a little bit more in that range of 15, 16 classes, you know what I mean? And that's where Sam is. And Sam's an absolute monster, man. He was supposed to go up against Zach Lee. Zach had to do some things with work and couldn't make it. But yeah, I just want to say thanks, Ed, for stepping in, Sam for taking the match too, late notice, But the greatest thing about this, which I love about this match, is that you guys actually never pulled.
I think that's a little bit incorrect. I think I pulled.
Really?
Yeah. So let's see if Sam remembers. Because I usually don't forget a face when I see one. But Keystones, there's only.
Okay.
I don't like semi-pro. I hate that. That's just my personal opinion. I'm either amateur or you're a pro. That's just my.
Oh.
There was one time I did semi-pro. This was 3 years ago at Keystones. It was semi-pro 190. And I believe I had one tournament match round with Sam, right arm, and he blew right through me on the right arm. So, yeah, that was the only time I ever pulled Sam, and then now here we are.
Oh, okay. But this is right arm. This was 3 years ago, so this is completely different from what I know.
I think actually that's the last time that I pulled competitively against Sam, too.
You're forgetting New York.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's right. That's right. We pulled in New York too. I forgot about that.
So ever since then, we somehow just, avoid each other. Yeah.
Where are you from, Ed?
I'm right outside of Philly, Northeast Philly.
Okay. Yeah. I usually don't go too far.
Where are you at?
So that's
Connecticut?
I'm New Hampshire.
Oh, New Hampshire. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's far up there.
Definitely.
I don't travel too far either sometimes, so I'm like, I know.
Yeah. I don't want to say either that you're comparison 3 years ago and your Sam blew through your right hand. Your left is nothing like your right hand.
Yeah, right? my right's decent, but it's not where my left is right now. That's for sure. So but I know Sam is a beast for sure. I don't know much about Sam, but I was watching some of his videos. He looks strong as shit. So definitely not taking him lightly at all. That's for sure. So I just want to thank Sam for allowing me to step in, and thank you, Steve, for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. No, I'd have to say, I don't want to talk about your next match. I want to make sure this is all set and done. But the good thing about this match too is that I'm sure both you guys know that this is a match that will definitively seat you into the City Slicker spot to go up against Virginia Arm Wrestling League at the end of May. Sam, I know you know this, Ed. I just told you about this earlier on today. So this spot actually doesn't just win you, the ring. This spot wins you a seat. On the City Slickers. So this is just it's a little bit more than just a match that you wake up tomorrow and be like, well, I won or I lost. This is a step up to going up against the best guys in Virginia now. So this is going to be a ridiculous match. I think this is going to be a really good match. I think people don't realize how good of a match I think this is going to be. Even though Zach Lee and Sam, it would have been a great match, but Ed, I know you're really good left-handed, Sam as well. So I think this is going to be a barn burner, to tell you the truth.
We actually have some recent evidence of it going to be coming a possibly a really good match. We all know styles make a match. They both faced somebody recently that was, Ed did take the loss to, but Sam had a standstill, and he actually had his opponent had to tap out. Conrad, left-handed, but it was a close match, left-handed for you, Ed, from what I remember.
Well, that was at 98. It was the 98 tournament in the fall. I faced Conrad twice. It was a 98 tournament in the fall, then the Sean Latimer in August. In August, I beat him, but then he got me back in the fall. I was like, fuck. But yeah, Conrad's no joke. And
Yeah, I actually watched your match with him, so I'm familiar.
Yeah, he's a strong dude. He's got an interesting matchup with Brian Malik. That's going to be a hook war as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Malik
that's going to be. Yeah, they're definitely going inside.
Yeah.
Malik was at that Keystones too when I pulled that semi-pro 2019. I think.
Okay.
Or was it 2021?
2021.
Yeah, Malik was massive back then. I don't know if you remember seeing him there, but I got Malik and Paul Talbot. There was one match in between, so it was like just a terrible draw.
Oh my god, yeah, that was rough. That was a rough year for Keystones. Holy shit.
That was definitely a rough day there. Definitely, cut your teeth big time on that at that tournament.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Where's this match going to go with you guys? Where do you guys think it's going to go? It's going to end up inside, outside?
I'm not going to say it's going to go here, it's going to go there. It can honestly go anywhere, to be honest. And just from what I see with Sam looks like he can kind of pull anywhere. He doesn't really, you look like you like to hook Sam, but you look like you can pull anywhere. You can press, you can even top roll. So it's like, I'm kind of similar to, I don't necessarily we all have our aces, but I think we're pretty fluid, so it can almost go anywhere. I think it's just going to come down to who's stronger, obviously. Who's just going to have the hair.
Let me ask you, Ed.
Who's going to have the hair? Literally, no pun intended.
Where are you?
Probably you.
Where do you think you're the strongest, Ed?
I'm sorry?
I said, where do you think you're the strongest? Top roll, going into a hook? Do you think your press is strong? Where do you think you're the strongest?
On my left hand, I'd probably say I'm probably like a high hook.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How about you, Seb?
I would say I'm strongest in the hook, kind of a more coming forwards hook. But
that's going to be a banger of a match. I can't wait to see that. I'm excited.
That's where I see it. I think out of 3 rounds, we're going to have a war inside.
Right.
It always happens when you have two people who have an inclination to hook.
It's just going to go in there, and then it's going to be, who's going to have the better position and shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be a slugfest, I'm sure.
Who can adapt throughout a round?
My original goal, I told Steve, I was like, my original goal was to do a tournament. So I was like, fuck, man, if I did a super match, my left is going to be fucked for a tournament. So I'm like, I don't know. If I was like, fuck, I'm not going to waste the opportunity,
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a really big opportunity to pull someone like Sam One because you're probably never going to pull him, for another, who knows?
For a long time, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. And pulling an elite, a guy like Sam that's pulled really good, guys. I'm saying all over. I mean, even I still have him and Hunter Bratton still in the back of my head. For him, I think he would have won that match.
I watched that match. That was a really it could have went either way for sure.
Yeah.
But that was a really good match.
Yeah, so that was
Hell yeah, it was.
And Hunter Bratton is an absolute beast. So
I'm sure.
I even talked to him, about a match with Sam at a 7 already. So we have something going. I just gotta with time, and same thing with him. With time, he needs a few months to train. But yeah, Sam can go anywhere. Sam can go anywhere. I think Ed. I think you're a little bit quicker off the hit, off the go. So I think it's going to be a catching game with Sam, and Sam's going to have to reel you back in. But that's where I think it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm definitely have to watch out for Sam because Sam looks really sticky and has really strong lock.
He does. Sure. He's so sticky right here.
Sticky, extended, and a sticky lock. Yeah. So it's gonna be tough.
You gotta stay close, Ed. You gotta stay close. You can't be open.
Yeah. One person that I do know, one thing that I do know about Sam is once he gets that shoulder in, it's hard to get him. When he's going in for that press, it's hard to get him out of that. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. You know what I mean? One of those things that I've seen. But Ed, I seen you. I seen you honestly flash people. And not even be in the game.
I gotta say, Sam, I think when we did compete up in New York, it was right-handed. I don't think it was left-handed. So competitively, I don't think we've ever actually pulled left-handed.
Yeah, I think New York was right. Were you injured that day on the left?
I think I was injured that day. I was lost Ed. Hope we'll join back up soon. But my left was definitely was not feeling right then. But when we did pull and did some table work on up at the in Montana, your left felt freaking phenomenal. And I will say Ed's got the winning record on me left-handed. No, it's all good. Ed's got the winning record on me left-handed.
So what you're saying is when I beat him, I basically beat you.
Listen, left-handed. We all know my left is not nearly as strong as my right arm. So
okay.
I love the way Sam put that. I agree with Sam.
You probably would beat me left-handed. I have no delusions about that, man. Unless I catch you completely sleeping, which I know is very unlikely, and you get distracted by something shiny from across the hallway. I am not beating you left-handed.
I was just going to say, and with Ed, Ed's got the winning between you and him. He's got the winning number on you.
On the left hand, he's got the winning record. Ed's left, has my number. I have his right. We chase each other on each arm. And I'm excited though because I do think that he's got the raw power to match Sam's. It's and I think he's learned a couple of tricks of late that I'm looking forward to see him display because I think that taking that loss to Conrad lit a fire in your ass. If I know anything about Ed, I know the motivation that provides someone like him. So
and my right's coming back for you too, buddy. Don't worry. I'm trying.
Don't worry. It's resting up for March 8th. We'll talk about that later, though.
That's right. You got that going on.
I got some big coming my way, but you can tangle with the right and the after pull. We can see where it's at.
Are you competing at all at the tournament this weekend?
Not right-handed, only left-handed.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So we'll see how the left has gotten stronger, but I don't think it's on your play either the people's playing field on the screen. But we'll see what I got. We can throw at you guys.
That's what it's all about, dude.
Depends on how much of a burner Ed and I have, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm hoping you guys have a burner because that gives me a better chance of winning at something.
Might blow right through us.
I know that's my fear. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I think.
Have you pulled Zach, Ed?
I have pulled Zach. I can't touch his right, especially in the straps.
His right looks really good.
Yeah, especially in the straps, it's hopeless.
Yeah.
In the left, he's actually still very good on the left. Believe it or not. I can beat him on the left though. So, but I think but it's by a hair. Like his left is still really good. Like people think his left isn't good. It's still really good. So I still would have loved to have seen that match between you and him. That would have been an interesting matchup as well. But Zach Lee is no joke for sure.
Do you notice any differences with his setup on the left versus the right, or is it pretty much the same?
I would say his right. He tends to post a lot higher on his right. He can do the same with his left, but I think his left he's a little bit more. I would say fluid. He likes to try out different things with his left, where his right kind of sticks to his ace.
Yeah, I was a little nervous about pulling him because he just looks like his frame and the way he sets up. I don't think I've pulled anyone who pulls quite like Zach.
Right.
Nope.
And it's
It's just a weird angle.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like Zach. Like Zach is like not like a crazy big guy, but he's just so fucking strong. Like it's crazy. I've never felt strength from a 170-pound guy like him. So he's really strong.
I was gonna say, how much do you weigh right now, Ed?
I'm like 175, maybe anywhere from like 173 to 175.
Could you? And I was going to say, obviously for Virginia, would you be able to lose and go down to 168.9?
What is it?
It's 165 weight class with the 3-pound clothing allowance, so you're allowed up to 168.8. I'd say 0.9.
Oh my god, that's such a bitch. I would have to get really lean. I mean, I
know you can do it.
I would definitely try for sure. I would play. If I qualified, I would definitely make it a commitment. But yeah, it's gonna be a bitch.
Is it enough time till May?
My fucking legs hold me back. That's my fucking problem. My legs. I'm like, fuck.
He's got that badonkadonkish going
I got
on.
thick upper legs. He just don't. It's hold me back. I would probably, if I was for my legs, I'd probably be a 154 guy. I swear to God, or a 160 guy.
Real quick, I want to shout out the guys in the chat. We got the Drew24. What's up, man? We got Matt Bush.
Yeah.
He says cutting hair does not make you any weaker.
Because he cut his hair off.
Okay. We got the Shmo. What's up? We got Mr. Peanut. We got Drew Rivers of Weak Wrist Arm Wrestling. What's up, man?
What's up, Drew?
Thank you guys for tuning in. So, I guess while we have you, gentlemen, because I know you know some of the other guys that are on the card, let's hear your opinions and predictions as to who's going to take home the win. You want to announce the matches, Steve?
Yeah, first match is Caleb Johnson versus Cam Dennett. Do you guys? I know you guys know some of these guys.
I'm not real familiar with those guys.
No, how about you, Ed?
I don't know much, but I've heard of Cam, but I don't know. I haven't seen them pull, so I don't know much. But just because I've heard of Cam, I'm going with Cam. Fuck it.
There you go.
So they pulled right hand, and Cam won right. Caleb's a lot stronger left, but so is Cam. And Caleb is 16 years old. He's an absolute monster between 198 to 200 to 220 class. Like he cruises around that weight. Cam's about 208 or so. They're both absolute monsters. I don't know what's going to happen. It was a war just for the right hand. I know Cam beat him, but Caleb is so much stronger left. You know what I mean? But let's same thing with Cam. So we'll see what happens. But I honestly think it could be anybody's match because it's going to be really close between both of them. What do you think, Dan? Any idea?
As I said, I don't know enough about Caleb. I hope that Youth does, pull out a win because it would be really cool. But because I know Cam and I felt the power of him, I think that he might have the upper hand advantage. He might have enough power to stop Caleb's speed.
Yeah, might be. Then we got Kevin Malcolm, and Andrew Giacchio. Both of them are
Andrew all the way, man. Andrew's my training partner, so Andrew all the way.
He's your training partner. Have you ever heard of these guys, Ed?
No, I don't know. I don't know much about
They
them.
pulled us before in a couple different tournaments and stuff.
Have I? Fuck.
Yeah, but
I gotta see their faces again because I forgot
yeah,
some
if you
of the
see
names.
them, you'll be like, oh, I know him. You know what
Right.
I mean, yeah. So
Right.
it's there's a lot of guys, but they're absolute monsters. They're both big guys, heavyweights. Kevin's weighing over 300 pounds. He's an absolute beast, or 280 pounds, or something like that. He's huge. So yeah, there's a lot of weight, and he likes to press, even though he can go inside. But just going in for that press and having 300 pounds on top of you is just a lot. Andrew's strong as hell. I know Andrew's really good inside. And he can top roll, but it's just more on see what's going to happen. Kevin's an absolute beast. He's a lot bigger, than Andrew.
Andrew's been working. I will say Andrew's been working speed, a lot of speed and connectivity in that. So I think that's going to help him tremendously.
He's going to have to catch. He's going to have to catch Kevin. And it's all depending on how hard that hit is, and to see if he can catch him. I think Andrew's strong enough too, and we'll see.
I think if Andrew goes off the go before Kevin even can engage, you can pull him out of the shoulder. You know what I mean?
I think that's a possibility too. I don't think it's not. I think actually Andrew has the winning record so far when they're going back and forth in tournaments, but they've never gone fresh for fresh before. So that's why it would be good to see what happens. But and they both always have wars before they even face each other. So, but it's going to be a really good match. I hope both. I know both of them put in everything. Especially Andrew's been training with you. I know I talked to Kevin before. He's an absolute beast right now. He does not want to lose to Andrew. He wanted this match. He's been wanting this match. So it's going to be a really good match.
Yeah, I know. Kevin trains over at Team Predator, so big shout out to Team Predator.
Yeah, big shout out to them. They have a great group, So
I know Ed's familiar with those guys.
Yeah, they're great bunch of guys for sure. I'm overdue. I gotta go back.
I got Ray Romanowski and Derek Perusa, number 3. That's going to be the third match. Ray, Ed.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to my boy Ray. Not just because he's my boy, but Ray is it right hand or left hand?
This is going to be a right hand match, I'm sure.
Yeah, Ray's right is really good right now. I got to give it to Ray. I haven't seen Derek. I've seen Derek before. I've seen him pull, but I haven't felt him. So but from what I know, I'm going with Ray for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a better match than people think. Derek's changed his style a little bit. We'll see if he, shows his, see what he has different, on the table. If he does different than his press, I know, he's got a great group that he works with. Ray's an absolute fucking monster. His hand, is just solid.
And his arm, he has a really good arm.
He's strong as fuck, man. He's a lot of what people think.
He has, because I've trained with him for a couple of years now, and he's really transformed in the past year. Like he just went like his strength level. So whatever he's doing it right. Yeah. So and Derek is gonna be interesting because I've seen him pull before, but it'll be interesting to see, what he's changed and what he's gonna be able to do. Because Ray is no slouch.
No. He's a beast, man. He's an absolute beast. At that 198 class, he's a beast. So. Yeah, that's going to be – I think it's going to be inside war for a little bit to see if things change. I know Derek usually goes for a press and, Ray likes to go inside. So we'll see what happens. He's but, they can both go, up a little bit. I know they can. So it's not the only, tools they have.
Yeah. I'll be rooting for Ray, but I don't really know Derek. So.
Yeah. Ray's our ref, you know what I mean?
Isn't that
yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course we gotta root for our ref.
Yeah, Ray's our ref for City Slickers.
Dan, you're rooting for Derek though, right? Aren't you guys buddies?
I'm actually rooting for Ray. I got Ray for the win on this one. Right-handed, I think Ray's gonna overpower him. And out technique him.
I'm not sure if they have 2 matches. I'm not sure if it's left and right, but they're both going to be wars.
If it's left-handed, would be a little more interesting.
Yes, it would. But right,
I think they're going to do both. I think that's one of the only matches that they're doing right and left because we don't have too many right and left hand matches. There's going to be, so. But I know Ray's strong as fuck on the right, So.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Evan James Reed that's in the chat. and James Mason. They're part of the super matches and everything. But yeah, next match would be number 4, Evan James Reed versus David Seaton. That's going to be
a hell of a match.
That's going to be such a good match. Evan has stepped up his game. He showed it in the last tournament. He showed it at the tournament before that too as well. So he's got a great training partner, Chris Michaels and Ryan Woods, and TJ Gulo. So he's got a great group of people that he trains with, and he really stepped up his game, man. So Evan's on that level now to be seeing if he's can beat Seaton. I know they went back and forth last time, so they never really gone fresh. And last time when they were going back and forth, Evan just had his super match. So we'll see what happens when Evan's fresh, So
it's gonna be a good case of old man versus young man.
Yeah, but don't count David Seaton out, So
definitely not.
So
David
Seaton's really good. Yeah, he's a beast. He's fast. So he's versatile. So it's going to be a really good match. So both of them have their hands full on each other. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, Evan stepped up his game. David Seaton's been pulling a couple different guys on a couple different levels above that. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a really good match, though. Evan's really stepped up his game, so it's going to be a really good match. Shout out to Garrett Tupper. He's in the match.
What's up, Garrett? Thank you for tuning in,
the whole
brother.
City Slickers team here, almost, man.
Yeah, right.
Yep. James Road Mason versus Chris Vert. That's going to be a really hard match for James. But I don't ever count him out because he's an absolute monster when it comes to super matches and when he's fresh. So he's just turns on the switch. Chris Vert does have more experience than him. He's got his own team that he trains with, with Derek Perusa and a couple of other Long Island guys.
Is that Chris Vert?
It's Chris Vert.
Chris Vert, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Vert is really good.
He looks good.
Yeah. But
James train with Sam? He trains over by you, right?
He's from Vermont, so
okay.
I'm familiar with him, and but I don't really know anything about Chris. So got to root for James.
What would you say about
James? He's real strong.
Yeah, James is real strong.
Real tricky too.
Yeah, exactly. So he almost reminds me of a little bit more than Yusuf type of guy. He's really strong. He's a little bit trickier. It's hard to figure him out when he's trying to hit, and especially when he hits fucking hard. So it's not like, you think that it's going to be not as strong as not as much as pressure when you look at him, James, and he's a fucking monster truck, man. He's a really good fucking competitor. Last time when he had his last super match, the guy was, I think he was 325 pounds. It was on a different level. You know what I mean? So if he's going up against guys like that have been pulling for years, and he's taking, their shields and stuff, and he deserves to pull someone like Chris Vert. Chris Vert is, I think, around that weight. I think he's about 260 pounds or something like that. But he's been pulling for twice as long as James, I want to say, or maybe even longer. But sometimes that doesn't really matter. We've seen the match, with Leonidas and, going up against John Brzenk. And Leonidas was, 2.5, 3 years in, and John Brzezink's fucking 40, 50 plus fucking years in. So, it sometimes doesn't matter. So just seeing that, and I know how James pulls, and he pulls good, man. He, especially up against bigger guys, sometimes it shows a little bit more, and that last match that he had, it showed enough, So I think it's going to be a really good match. I think it's going to be one of the best matches of the night.
Oh wow, Evan's only been pulling for 16 months. Didn't know that.
Yeah, Evan hasn't been pulling for long at all. That's what I'm saying. He's an absolute beast.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
All right, so who's next on the roster?
Next on the roster is Wade Roberts versus Jason Ciardi.
That's gonna be interesting.
Jason was actually in the chat before. Thank you for tuning in, brother. That's gonna be a very interesting match. I'm not sure exactly which way to go. I want Jason to win, obviously.
I think a lot of people have been wanting to see this match fresh, to see what happens with Jason Ciardi and Wade. Jason's an absolute beast at his class. He's shredded to shit, but everybody knows Wade, man. He can pull guys that are up to 220, 240, so.
And
Wade,
where's Wade from?
He trains with me. We train in Acton, Maine.
I was going to say Maine, right?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Wade looks
So I got Wade.
Yeah.
As much as I like Jason, but I got Wade.
Oh, snap.
I mean, but Jason is no joke, dude. Jason's strong. He's
man.
technical.
Jason's
I didn't get to pull him a ton, honestly, so it's like hard to gauge.
Right.
He's got
I just know Wade's really good right now.
Yeah, Wade is strong for sure.
Yeah, Jason's got a really good hand and he's strong.
Yeah. I got to root for Jason, though. That's my buddy. I got to root for Jason.
Yeah, man. Shit, that's good. That's good. I appreciate everybody being 1-1. You know what I mean? Who you rooting for, Dan?
I'm gonna go for Jason, man. Wade. I've seen what he can do, but I think Jason. I've also seen Jason. At the seminar with Devin when he was in tip-top shape. So it depends on what shape Jason shows up and what confidence level he shows up at. I think, he'll take home a win big time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good match.
Potential.
It's got a lot of potential. I think it's going to be a war between both of them. I don't think it's going to be a
No, it's not. It could be 3-2 either way.
One of them, it's going to be a 3-2 match. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
I mean, because Wade's really tricky and he's powerful, and Jason is too, man. And he's been pulling for years. He just got back. He's always says, "I just started." He's been pulling for years, but he, had a little break, and now he started about a year or two ago. You know what I mean? So he's in. He's been training. So
working his ass off. Yeah, hell yeah.
This is another match that's going to the City Slickers team and stays on the team. You know what I mean? So whoever wins this match, same thing with you guys, they'll be staying on the team. And Dan, you already seen the mansions that we've been staying at. I'm saying these places are triple the size that we stayed where we stayed in Montana. So it's going to be beautiful. This is great. I can't wait.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
gorgeous places.
Went to Montana. It's awesome for sure.
Yeah,
and the next one's gonna be even better.
Yeah, they're just gonna get better and better as we go, because I already have the next one that's gonna be after Virginia. It's gonna be Las Vegas, and it's just gonna keep on getting better and better. But yeah,
and so just so you know, Ed, I don't know if you know this, but for the City Slickers, let's say you beat Sam. And then you beat your super match in Virginia, you have a free ticket. Well, not a free ticket, but you're on the team for City Slickers to go to Vegas.
Oh, well, okay. I see what you're saying.
You secure your spot.
You don't get challenged, or you don't lose your space unless you lose your match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but that's really what it is, man. It's an unbelievable time. Sam, you were experiencing fucking everything, right? It was fucking great, I think, right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Great trip.
Yeah, it was a great trip, unforgettable trip with amazing people and a beautiful fucking house. And I mean, waking up and seeing that fucking sunrise was just like what it's just
magical.
Yeah, fuck, that's sweet.
Unfucking believable. And then we had a jacuzzi, so you can't not have a good time without having a jacuzzi. You know what I mean? It's just you have to have. It's just what it is.
Steve kept it too cold. I think he didn't know how to turn up the heat.
That's Vlad's fault.
Oh, Vlad's probably like, I want the ice bath.
Yeah, it was literally, I want to say, what was it, like the 6 of us we were in the jacuzzi? It was me.
I think so. Some ungodly number. It was a 4-man jacuzzi.
Me, you, Jason, Roger, Vlad. I mean, we were all sitting there drinking. It was such a fucking good night. And then me and Roger stayed in fucking for hours just fucking talking. And Roger had a hell of a fucking day that he pulled, man. He had to pull left and right, 2 different weight classes, but now he's dropping weight. He's going to be in the 220 class with the City Slickers. So, yeah, man.
Dude, it's interesting. There are some dudes gaining weight and going up in weight class right now, which is crazy, too.
Yeah.
You got that one guy, Ivor Marrero, he's gaining weight. Michael Hawks is getting up there. You got fucking Curtis Miller, who was a 76 guy, going up to 198. That's
198, yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, I went up from 154 to 176. I couldn't do
That was-
54. Yeah, I couldn't do it at 54 anymore. Now I'm about 182. So
Oh my god, dude! That's fucking light. Holy
yeah,
shit!
yeah.
Were you cutting? Were you trying, or you were just?
No. I was at nationals. I was at what was it? I was 154, and there was no clothing allowance. I was emaciated, and I didn't even have any power at all when I went up to the table. I was
Sickly.
done.
Fuck.
So now, you know what I mean? And now, and I was walking around normally at 165, 166,
Okay.
67 to be comfortable. And then I didn't want to be in that mediocre class right there and not being, because guys were going to be going
Right.
down, you know? So I was like, let me gain some weight. So I was gaining weight while we were in Montana. And then I even gained even more weight while I was here. So now I'm about 182, which is good because I only have to cut a couple pounds, you know, to
Yeah,
make
so you could be,
76.
a 76 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
It's
you
perfect.
go.
And I feel a lot better. I feel a lot stronger. I know I'm a lot stronger because it just shows in my performance every single time. It compared to my 154, but it's night and day.
Sam, how much you weigh right now?
165.
At 168 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you're like what? You're pretty tall, right?
Yeah, I'm 5'11" or 5'10".
Got that Spider-Man build.
Yeah, he's pure muscle, bro.
Yeah,
His
Spider-Man.
forearms are bigger than his biceps, and his biceps are not fucking small.
I
No,
saw. I was
definitely
like,
not.
Oh, man, looks crazy, bro. Looks freaky,
Yeah,
bro.
when they did the measurements
Popeye.
in Montana, that's when they pretty much figured out that he was Popeye. I mean, they were like, all right.
Oh,
so
you
then,
know, I remember that. When I was watching your match with Brad, I saw the measurements. I was like, holy shit, this got big forearms.
Yeah, I don't have any legs though, so that's
If
how I
only
stay.
my legs would serve me in arm wrestling, but no.
yeah, but you're pretty strong yourself, Ed. Though you're in curling, I've seen, and strongman.
Yeah, strict
and-
curling, and like you got these amazing titles, bro.
I mean, I used to do bodybuilding, strongman. I dabbled in grip sport. Now I do strict curl and arm wrestling. But yeah, so I mean, I've been around the block with so much shit.
What's your strict curl?
My best or right now?
Yeah, just PR, I guess.
Oh, my best is 162 and a half at 169
Ooh.
body weight.
Fuck.
Wow.
Right now, I'm hitting 157, 158 at 173 body weight.
That's still fucking good.
That's amazing.
That's a lot of. That's a lot of.
It's hard. I mean, there's technique to it once you get, but it is hard. No doubt, it's still hard.
I'm sure it's technique, but I'm sure it's
Once
not
you feel the
fucking
weight,
easy, no matter who the
yeah,
fuck. Yeah, weights, my man.
You're gonna
Yeah.
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
When that back and butt has to stay against the wall the whole time, it's like, oh fuck, it's another world.
Shout
I
out
want
to
to try that one of these days.
shout out to
Dude,
Troy
it's fun.
Bounce
Try it,
for being
man.
here.
What's up, Troy? Thank you for tuning in, man. It's one of our sponsors that helped us get to Montana.
Yeah,
Conversations. You can help us get to Virginia, man.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Troy. And he's a great guy, man. Yeah, he's been really fit lately too. He actually just pulled Ray Romanowski, and they had a war going back and forth, but I think Ray won that. Actually, I think it was left and right. But either way, he's a hell of a guy, and he's getting stronger, and he's getting good, and he's getting good really fast. So it's just he's getting better and better every single time that I see him pull. And he's just started. I want to say, what was he? How long has he been pulling? I think maybe it's been a year and a half. I think maybe if that.
Troy? No, he's been in for I'd say about 2 years, maybe 3
years. Oh, I was gonna say 3 years. I don't think so. Maybe 2.5, maybe the longest.
Well, you know what it is he has an off season where he doesn't pull because he's got his bounce house business.
Yeah.
From I want to say early spring, all the way up until fall, and so he disappears from the arm wrestling world. And you don't see him competing until late fall, early winter, up until late winter. That's when he he has a very condensed time frame when he does actually compete. So you don't see him that often, but he's 2 years in now.
Yeah, he's 2 years in. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. About a year and a half, no more than 2 years. Because I remember I saw him when I met you, Dan, and you were pulling at the qualifiers at the Knuckles Up where Steve was.
Yeah,
Walker. He ended up pulling the tank there at that time. I see you were fucking cleaning house the whole time. I
Yep.
was blown away. And yeah, that's when I pretty much seen Troy, and that's when I talked to him, and he told me he was just a couple of months in. But next match, Brian Malik versus Conrad.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking. That's gonna
It's
be
gonna be a
wild.
banger.
That's a tough one to call.
I know.
Um,
And people don't understand or realize how strong Conrad is until you
No.
pull Conrad.
Exactly.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
his hold, like we were talking about before, Ed, you know what I mean, his hold, he's got a really sticky spot on his bicep that it's really hard to get over. And Fresh, I don't know how Brian's gonna do, you know, and I've seen Brian. Brian's an absolute beast, you know, he cleans house himself, but
Brian's another one too.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that guy's got crazy arm power too. I mean, I just it's gonna be a great test for Conrad, but vice versa for Malik. But I mean, I think I'm gonna have to give the slight edge just to Malik, only because Malik has more experience, he's been around the game more. I think he's gonna know what's coming with Conrad.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be too afraid of his strengths, but the experience, yeah. I mean, I think I'm giving it to Malik just by hair.
I will say
It
this.
could go either way. It could go either way.
Conrad has to watch out for his overall power, but I will tell you, Brian better not try to top roll, even though that's what he loves to do. He loves to top roll. If Brian thinks he can top roll Conrad, he's got another thing coming.
Conrad's hand is a lot stronger than what people think. It's a lot stronger than what people think. I mean, and I know Dan's got a ridiculous hand. And when he went up against Conrad that night at Buffalo Wild Wings, that just let me know just exactly how good Conrad really was. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be one hell of a war. You know what I mean? Because I know Dan's a fucking
But once
beast.
Conrad traps you in a spot, it's like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes to be in that spot right there, and he likes to bleed you out. And then once he feels that, you know, so you pulled him,
I
Sam.
know.
didn't you?
who?
It's Conrad.
Yeah, I just pulled him at the last my last super match.
Left-handed, right?
Yeah, lefty. I haven't pulled him right. What weight are they pulling at?
I think it's 176.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
pulling 176 class.
Sam, how'd you do against the left hand?
Conrad?
Yeah.
It only went one round because he hurt himself, but I beat him.
Very nice. That's no easy.
How's it with you? Did you pull Conrad, right? You said you pulled Conrad, Ed?
Yeah, left hand and right. But I beat him one time with the left. His right close, but not. Nope, but not left and right.
Next match, I got Matt Flipton versus Aiden LeMay.
That's gonna be a good
another
match.
barn burner. That's another barn burner.
So Aiden's getting better. Matt Flipton's left is absolutely fucking ridiculous. We're gonna see what's gonna happen because this is I would say besides the Mason match that Aiden LeMay had in Montana, this is probably his hardest match besides that. I would have to say.
Yeah, I agree with that tenfold because I gotta say, Flip, he's got the experience, right? He's been at it. Ed, Flip's been at it for what, 10 years?
Flip, yeah.
Like at least 10 years, I think. And his left is unbelievable. His explosive, he's got power. If he gets to go, I think Aiden's gonna have the toughest day at the office that he's ever had since Mason.
Flip is is one of my training partners. Flip's is a fucking beast. And Aiden's gonna have a tough challenge, but Flip's also gonna have a tough challenge in his play because Aiden's he's been pressing a lot of dudes with that press, dude. Like that's just whatever he does. That's like his ace is like really good. It's a really good ace.
Yeah, if Aiden's healthy and explosive as well,
if he gets Flip there.
If he gets that shoulder before Flip can, do anything, I don't see Aiden
I don't see Flip getting out of that.
I can see going a 3-2 match. Barn burner 3-2.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I can see. I could see
And you either way.
I can see Flip flashing Aiden. I can see Aiden flashing Flip, and then I can see them trying to go back and forth.
Aiden's going to have to be smart as shit against
Yeah.
Flip, because Flip is smart as shit on the table. So it's like they're both going to be smart on their game because that's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be really good.
Aiden's top roll's gotten pretty good too, so I don't see it being like a 3-0. I think it's, like you guys said, a real close one.
Yeah.
Shots agreeing with us. Aiden LeMay's nasty when he's healthy.
Yeah, he is, man. He really is. He is. But so the not the main event, but the pre-main event is you guys that are here.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be one, like I said, one hell of a fucking match. Zach Lee couldn't come in, and Ed stepped in at shit. I think what would you rate this as, this being on your super match list or guys that you went up against? How would you rate this? Would you say this is probably your hardest match yet, or would you say this is going to be something that you knew the way it's going to go? Or
this is definitely going to be one of my hardest matches. I have a feeling this will be one of my hardest super matches for sure. Absolutely. This will be one of my hardest super matches. All I can hope for is that I at least give him a fight, because I definitely don't want to get flaccid right now. No one wants to get flaccid right now, right? It sucks. So everyone wants to win. We both want to win. But as long as I can give him a fight, then I'll be content. So, but I'm coming for war, for sure.
Yeah.
I want that spot this time instead of Slickers. You had your spot.
Hey, I'm getting that spot right back real soon.
All right,
there you go.
Let's see, the best man win.
So,
bro.
Yeah. What do you think it's going to turn out to be? It's going to be like 3-2, 3-1, 3-0. What do you got, Sam?
I got like 3-1, 3-2. I think there's going to be some wars. It might only be like one like deep hook war, but then like before I take over. The rest is just going to be boom, boom.
Unless I end it fast and quick, and then by the time we go into the war, I can still match you there, and then end it. And then we're good to go. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great match. Hats off to both you guys taking this match on short. Sam's getting ready for Zach Lee. Zach Lee couldn't come in. Ed, you were coming in just for the tournament. This was spur out of the moment, so you taking this match again out of nowhere. I thank you so much, for both of you guys for doing this. So I appreciate both you guys. And we'll see what happens on Saturday, man. I think it's going to be one of the best matches of the night, if not the best match of the night. Last match, main event, Miguel Fernandez versus Bill Sinks.
That's a hell of a match right there.
Let's start with you, Sam. I want to hear what Sam has to say about it. You know Bill Sinks, and fucking Miguel.
Oh, yeah. I think I've got to go with Bill, but there's not he's not super active, so it is really hard to gauge. So, but yeah, he can pull in any position. And war, another war.
Yeah, it's going to be another war. Marathon, man. Yeah, that's why they call him the Marathon, man. Honestly, he can pull for days. He can pull for days. Last war that they had was at the King of the Table. They were going back and forth. One of the best matches of the night, if not the best match of the night. And that's when I literally, had to ask Bill if he was open to pull in a super match with Miguel, because that's just that needs to be on the fresh note. You know what I mean? It's I couldn't imagine both of them going for a war fresh. You know what I mean? Both of them, and especially when Bill can pull for days. And let me tell you something, Miguel he can pull for a while too, man. When he was pulling, at the strap tournament, he was pulling 220, 240. He was pulling 6 different classes like Chris Michaels does. You know what I mean? So he can pull for days too, but I think Bill has a couple more years on him. I think Bill also has a couple more years of experience on him. And but I think Miguel's also I think he's a South American champion. I think he is.
Yeah.
So,
No,
Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina.
Argentinian world champion. Yeah.
He so I gotta say, Bill, as long as Bill keeps his elbow on the pad, has a good chance of winning. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with how Bill kind of hops a little bit. I hope he doesn't hop, and I hope he doesn't lose some pals, and I hope it's a match of just like straight power versus power, and everybody, we'll see. Will the younger man beat the marathon man? Will the young champ, young stud? I mean, Bill's got some serious feathers in his cap too, so we'll see.
Yeah, Miguel was a savage though too. The way he like Philip Sticks is strong, but Miguel's a fucking I'm gonna rip your arm off savage.
He's relentless.
Yeah. He's literally brings so much intensity to the table. It's like literally like you can feel him. You know what I mean? How intense he is. When you pull him.
Miguel's my boy, so I got to root for Miguel in this match. But this could go either way. I mean, this is one of those 50-50 battles. I couldn't really tell you.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about these two competitors, though, both Miguel and Bill, off the table, they're so quiet, so reserved. They're very like calm, collected people. But on the table, they're completely different creatures. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I love they know how to turn it up, and that's what I love about them being the main event.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good night. They're going to put a great show on. I know they're going to leave everything on the table. They're going to be probably the longest match. Probably, I already know that because they're just going to, they're going to fight for position. They're going to fight for, anything they can. Both of them, Bill is a really smart puller. So is Miguel. Like Ed was just saying, Miguel's very, his intensity and his aggressiveness when he gets to the table is completely different, and Bill's same thing, vice versa. He's been pulling for years. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He beat Miguel last time on the table, when they were at the king of the table. So that tells you that much. But it was not by much. It was a fucking war. And Miguel even said that he did something wrong. So I think they both want this match. They both saw what they did and how it went. They could have went either way. It was a very close match. So I can't wait, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be probably the best match of the night.
Definitely going to be an exciting match. And then after those super matches, we're going to have a hell of a tournament. So anybody who is watching, anybody who wants to know more information about the tournament, even if you just want to come and swing by and check it out, it's going to be a beautiful venue. All the information, if you take your phone, take a screenshot or take a picture of that QR code on the screen, it'll take you to the event page and tell you where to go. It's over by the Newburgh Airport. So if you got a last-minute flight, book them now because we're literally across the street from the airport at a hotel. So we got a place to crash too.
Yep.
I look forward to streaming it. We're going to be stepping up the streaming portion of the super matches and the tournament. I know we're going to be running. Steve, you're going to be running 3 tables, right?
Yeah, we're going to be running 3 tables. So we're going to do a masters, a women's, and kids in the center. And we're going to be running pros and semi-pros on the left and novice and amateurs on the right. We're going to run them all at the same time so we can get them done as quickly as possible. So we don't have to wait for masters and kids and anything like that and women's and stuff. We're just going to do it all at the same time to get it done as fast as possible. There's going to be free food, free drinks, so you guys can enjoy yourselves, eat as much as food as possible. I mean, there's going to be so much food. Chicken, meatballs, rice, pasta, pizza, fucking
pulled pork.
I mean, no,
is it pulled pork?
No, she's making so much fucking different shit. It's
like, I don't think I can come then, man. I come for pulled pork.
I'll be missing out. But yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
The food's always good. It's always good time with the food. good quality food, great quality food. And we really just look forward to having a bigger turnout because the Battle of Tri-State 1, they were stuck in a smaller venue.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, so
And-
smaller venues, over 100. I'm not sure if it was 167 entries. I think it was, and
Yeah.
that was the first one. And this one, looking for it to be over 200 entries.
Much larger venue.
It's 3 times the size of the venue.
Oh, you got the medals.
Yeah, it's 3 times the size of the venue. It's so it should be nice and big. These are going to be the straps that you guys are going to use. So they're nice. They're buckled. They're thick.
Ooh.
They're not thin. These are the thin ones, so you can tell by the size.
Oh,
Nice.
So these are a lot thicker. They're better for your hands, so they won't mark your hands as much. You know what I mean? With more blood circulation and everything. So these are the rings.
Beautiful.
Nice.
nice.
They're like Super Bowl size rings.
That's cool shit.
This is for
That's the super matches. And you have the medals for the
Yep, that's what I'm pulling out right now.
beautiful.
Straps and the medals and shit and everything. This is your first place medal. It's nice and big.
Very nice.
Nice. Beautiful.
Nice.
They're about 4 inches, so they're about the size of my hand, I want to say. So it's a decent size.
They look massive. Yeah.
Yeah, they're massive. They're a lot. It's a lot bigger.
There you
I mean,
go. That's a good visual right there.
Yeah, so it's a lot bigger once you see them in person. They're a lot nicer once you see them in person. These are the silvers.
Very nice.
And they all have
Come on
different.
out, everybody. Support Battle of Tri-State 2. It's going to be an epic event.
You know, all the ribbons are matching. You know, for the bronze, silver, white for silver. You know, and then these are the golds. All of them are fucking all done specifically. You know, the different ways.
Very nice.
But yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a great time. Come out, guys. Enjoy yourselves. It's gonna be at a great hotel at the Homewood Suites Inn by Hilton. So it's at a phenomenal place. James Reed's gonna be helping me out too as well with some of the tables and some of the speakers and stuff. So shout out to James Reed. So thank you so much for everything. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a great show.
So I can't wait. The only reason why, just for those who are just tuning in, that I am not going to be competing right-handed is I'm going to be heading up to the MAC 3 event. I'm on the card with Otto Moret and versus Artem Taranenko. And I'm taking on Danimal Labrie. For those of you who don't know who Danimal is, you're going to find out real soon. But he's the host of the Ottawa High Hookers. It's where Devin practices. He's been arm wrestling for about as long as me. I would say like 4 or 5 years. And he is a little bit of a lighter guy, but he's coming up in weight. I'm coming down in weight. Catch weight's 170. And the guy's a beast. He's an absolute monster. I got the chance to do an after poll with him after he got first and I got third in our respective divisions in at the Ottawa Open in 2023, and he and I were just going at it, literally back and forth to ultimately a stalemate. So I'm excited to see, you know, how much he's evolved versus how much I've evolved. I like to think I've gotten stronger, much stronger than he's ever imagined. And after MAC 3, I just wanted to share my one of my training partners over. I don't know if you guys have seen the gym that I train out of now, Clean Cut Fitness. He's going to be procuring Dan. His name is Dan Citrella. He's securing a MAC table for the gym. In addition to all the equipment that he has, we're going to be getting a MAC table because we're hoping that down the road, maybe one of our events will be a MAC qualifier, possibly, to get onto the MAC cards, because that's something that we want everyone to become a part of and expand that side of the sport. It's growing. Everything's growing. With Steve's events growing, Steve collaborating with multiple New York Tri-State, collaborating with multiple other entities, doing these City Slicker events, taking on the world. We got the Mac guys doing things, Table Monkeys doing things. So this is like an exciting time to be an arm wrestler. I'm thrilled. I don't know about you guys. Have you guys ever pulled anybody from the Ottawa?
I haven't.
No.
It's not that I'm aware of.
Okay, that's fair. I know a couple of our guys, Yusuf and Aiden, were up in at the Ottawa Open this last year, and they played around and did some practice bowls over there. Speaking of Yusuf, I think that they, Steve, do they have a tournament the following weekend after yours?
Yeah, they have their Neil Origins. I don't want to say
Neil Origins, right? Yeah, I think I got. Yeah, here we go. I got the so a shout out to them. For anybody who isn't able to make it, which I don't see why you shouldn't be making it this weekend, up to Steve's tournament. Definitely make it a point to get to the Neil Origins. These guys really partnered with a couple of the guys up in New England. And they got something really big going on up there too.
Yeah, Aiden and Yusuf will actually be at my tournament, and I will be at theirs 2 weeks later. So support them. They're gonna have shirts and hoodies for sale. They did a great job last time at the Pandemonium. They had, I want to say, it was like 270 entries or something like that. It was ridiculous. Really great place. It was a hotel. This time they're doing it at Dave and Buster's. Nice place, same place that they did in New England's, which was great. So they're doing great stuff, and the medals look phenomenal too. So
yeah,
I think it's going to be a great time.
So, just want to share again, Clean Cut Fitness is where the training grounds that the pit crew has been training out of, and we're expanding. We got some big events coming in this next year. Stay tuned to our page. Stay tuned to this page. Also, Ed, you actually might take interest in this. I want to say it's May 3rd. I think it's May 3rd. Yeah, May 3rd, early May, that first weekend in May. We are going to have, there's going to be a strongman competition there. And we're going to feature some arm wrestling as well. So
where's this at?
It's here on Long Island. It's at the Pro Game Athletics Clean Cut Fitness gym inside of Pro Game Athletics, and it's going to be an epic day of just strongman competitions, as well as exposing the sport of arm wrestling to them. You get to take on a couple of strongmen and teach them.
Awesome. Let me tell you something. Some of those strong men are going to be in a rude awakening when they go against a real arm. Seriously.
That's what I look forward to, man. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be, we're going to have all different types of tables over there. We're going to have MAC tables. We're going to have Mithril arm wrestling tables. We'll have a arm bet table. So, like, every table you can imagine that it is in existence right now will be there, and people will get to see which one they like the best. Because I don't know about you guys. I like experiencing on different tables. I have not pulled on the MAC table yet, but I personally like Lucas Raymond's tables, like the arm bet ones. Arm Assassin, those so far are my favorite ones as of yet. Combat Sports is nice, but what's your favorite, Ed?
I have an Arm Assassin's table for training at home. I like them, but a nice Mazaranco table is just badass. It's so solid and sturdy. A nice Mazaranco table. Yeah. I'm not too picky on tables, though, to be quite honest with you.
Fair enough. How about you, Steve? What do you got?
I got a lot of shitty tables I don't like. So I have Frank.
You gotta change that, man.
Well, no, because that's why I had James. That's why I had James. He's gonna bring a couple of tables that I like from his. So that's why I told him to bring. Those. I like pin lines better than I like the pads. And the reason why I like pin lines is because the ref's going to be able to see if he pinned you or not on that, So that's what I like that, So I'm kind of have two people making tables for me right now, so I can't wait to get my tables. But yeah, I have a lot of tables that I just they're okay. They're good. I practice them all the time. There's one specific one that I like. That's one of them, but. If I'm gonna get a table, it's gonna be from Frank.
Yeah, his are great.
Gotcha. Frank's got some good tables.
Yeah, Frank's been making tables since like day one, since before anybody else has been almost. So he's been in for a year. Say again.
He has the pin line for his, right?
Yeah.
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 I like Frank's table.
Frank Hurst. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Sam? What's your preferred table? Do you have one?
Spare parts. Whatever's kicking around.
Table, dude. Fuck it.
It's solid. I mean, just ripped 4x6s that were kicking around from a job. So
there you go.
Nice.
Listen, whatever gets the job done, right?
Absolutely.
Solid.
Sam, I can give you a table if you want a table.
Oh, I don't. Honestly, this thing's stout. It's good.
I'm gonna sell mine. That's why I'm gonna eventually. I'm gonna eventually sell probably like two of them, and get two really nice tables. One that I want with my logo on it and everything else, and then one just to put this on.
I'll probably end up taking one of them off of you, Steve, because I'm gonna be transitioning. I have this one wood table that I use as a training table that I would like to. Swap out for one of my other ones, and I would need to replace the one of my other ones. So I'll take one of them.
Yeah,
I'll pick one of them up off your hands. But gentlemen, I really do appreciate you coming on here, talking a little bit about the matches, engaging with the community a little bit. You got any questions for us, Ed? Sam?
None for me.
I'm all set.
Well,
just thank you, Ed, for taking that match so last minute.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the match so last minute.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Thank you for allowing me to step in. I look forward to pulling you, bro. It was a pleasure to meet you today. Dan, Steve, thank you again for the opportunity, and thank you for having me on. It was awesome, man. Can't wait to see you guys this Saturday. It's going to be a hell of a time for sure.
Yeah, man, definitely is going to be, man. Thanks for coming on, both you guys, Sam and Ed, and for taking the match at short notice. It's going to be a barn burner. I know you guys are going to be, Jesus, it's going to be one of the best matches of the night. So I just can't wait. So thank you so much.
So who's coming to Virginia? Ed, Sam, who's coming to Virginia?
I raised my hand first.
Gonna be me. That's the position his arm is going to be when he pulls me, I think. That's what he was trying to explain.
I love it.
That's too funny.
Good night.
Take